The plan was to go several kilometers along the beach, up a riverbed in Pingdong, and see how far we could get into the mountains. Of course, the plan went right out the window with high tide. And the result was sun, water, slick rocks, dry rocks, tall rocks, loose rocks, and trains. Oh yeah, and one snake. After getting off the beach, we made our way down to the riverbed in question by a circuitous route. So we came to the first river crossing, and to me it looked deep and there was a fair amount of water moving. Baehan gave it a try, and I could see he struggled a fair bit. I had a look around and didn't see anything that I was comfortable with. So we parted ways, and I took the road, and he took the river for a while. We met back up farther up the river, quite a few kilometers, and here we are crossing where the river's all spread out. It's taken all these little channels through the bushes here. The rocks are very, very slick. And so the best way is just to sit down and kind of put your feet out, because you don't know which direction the front end is going to go. It's quite tricky to ride actually, but with the water this shallow, it's not a problem. You can see here I get a big front end slide, and I have to catch it and stop. So we go on up a ways, and it gets more difficult. And so we are able to find this old track through the forest. It comes to the next river crossing, which is pretty easy. Here the silty, slimy stuff on the bottom is much better. So most of this river crossing is pretty easy, but right at the end it has a fast, deeper section, and I could tell it was a little bit of a struggle. So I made sure to give it some extra momentum in that area, and actually when the water's moving fast, that algae stuff doesn't grow as much, so it's not too bad traction-wise. So we continue on up. It gets rougher, the rocks are a little bit bigger. Another pretty standard slick river crossing. Front end moves around quite a bit.
So he's dropped his bike. Yeah. Just the carb's a bit off. So it's super slick in these pools because there's all this runoff, mud, clay that's in the water. So see him slipping, sliding, the front end sliding. Of course, the rear tire is not very good, but his front tire is really good. It's just, it doesn't matter. You gotta paddle it.
Here we decide it's not a good place to cross because it's deep and fast, and the other riverbank is really steep. So we scouted back down, but we couldn't find a suitable place. So we just decided to go back the way we came and get out at the first access road. Here is where I saw a snake. I'm not sure what kind it was, but it didn't look dangerous. So this is much farther up. We took the road and it keeps doing these river crossings. And as always, they're quite slick.
That was the better side.
So it's this 2-track for quite a ways. People camping in the riverbed. I slow down quite a lot for the river crossings, and I kind of paddle a bit. The farther up we go, the harder the track gets. Narrower and narrower, with bigger and bigger rocks. I stand up more, move around on the bike a lot to balance it. We explored the track and then we realized that the only way to keep going was up this way.
Yeah, but I don't think there's much there. We can go for a bit, maybe it opens up. It's gonna be like this for most.
So I struggle with tight turns on rocks, and my rear tire is up high, but then I power through, get my balance, and clear this pretty easily. Then it gets super overgrown for quite a ways. Then suddenly we pop out in clear 2-track. We come upon a sharp ledge where the stream has washed away the road. We must decide whether we can continue, and the key is whether we can make it back up the ledge.
Actually, I think it can be done.
Oh, down is no problem, and up until we can make something.
Yeah, because you can get enough run up
Yeah, I know.
that you can pop up over that.
No, this is good.
Yeah.
Naturally, it's a lot steeper and scarier than it looks on camera, and there's a moment when you feel like you may go over the bars. We immediately came to this harder section, and my camera wasn't working, so we only have his video. I basically got off and walked the bike up this, because if you make a mistake to the right, you go into the river, and then obviously there's this ledge on the left side. So rather than drop the bike, I just walked it up.
Fucking heavy fucker.
That's why I walked it, because you've got a rock here that's gonna keep that from happening.
So if we just put it on the rock.
Yeah.
1, 2. Okay. Then I'm there. Just go from the other. Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Now you can use your kickstand.
Past here, it went around a couple of curves, and then there was another huge cliff, which I didn't get any video or photos of. And it didn't look like it continued after that, so we went back. Naturally, the washed out cliff
Okay.
is the big obstacle.
So let me go make an attempt so long. In the meantime.
So while I was changing my battery, Vahan decided to give it a try. He almost made it, but not quite. So he decided to take another line. This is when having two people makes a huge difference.
Stand up as much as I can.
So I'm determined to take the original line, because I believe it's doable.
Okay.
So I give it plenty of gas, slip the clutch,
Woo-hoo!
make it to
I
the
did
top.
not hit it where I wanted to, but it worked.
Going back was pretty uneventful. We had some nice open, fast sections, which were really fun. You don't find too much open road like this in Taiwan. So the last challenge was back in the riverbed. Lower down, the local farmers are clearing land for their farms, and there's a lot more water in the river. The crossings can be hectic.
I tell you. No, no, not there where you are. There. There is deep. But I mean...
If you stay high and you don't get drugged down, then it's okay.
Are you saying you're gonna do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'll stand here and make sure your bike doesn't fall over. You can do the same for me.
Okay. Okay. You mean over there?
There's a lot of water moving and it's deep.